Hey everybody, Steve-O here from Movies and TVs on the Ball, and one of the questions I always wanted to ask and kind of get the audience involved is what's your thoughts on Jason Bourne and James Bond? James Bond. Two super spies that have graced the silver screen. I feel kind of like Bond is such a, not that he's a relic of the 60s, but he is so he started out from the 60s and during the Cold War, and it wasn't until Daniel Craig's James Bond came in that really solidified him as sort of a Bond. Bond is sort of in the 21st century. Jason Bourne, which I think in the books were released in the 90s, and it wasn't until 2004 that Bourne, as a book series, became more relevant. But it was Jason Bourne. If you look at Bourne Identity, it was released in 2002, and really kind of really changed the Bourne, like just the formula of spy action films, and it put Matt Damon on the map as Jason Bourne. Not to say that I did like Bourne Legacy, and what Bourne Legacy did was really kind of more of an in between film between Bourne Ultimatum and Jason Bourne or Bourne 5. But I think that was the thing with Daniel Craig. It was grittier, and I think that's the thing. Looking at how in Daniel Craig's version, and that's the only reason why I'm kind of talking about Bourne and Bond, is Daniel Craig's Bourne feels more in sort of grittier, and it looked like it took cues from Jason Bourne in a way, because it was darker. The opening scene was his first License to Kill, and I like the fact that in Casino Royale it was black and white, and it lasted till No Time to Die. I think he had five or four films in it, and I'd like to know your thoughts on Daniel Craig's best James Bond film. But Bourne, I think, had some more interesting hit. It was more gritty. The Bourne was more gritty, and the car chases were more handheld. And I think Bond kind of, not until Pierce Brosnan's last run in No Time, or Die Another Day, which came out in 2002, the same year as Bourne Identity, it felt sort of like they needed to refresh it. And I think Bourne kind of showed what Bond can do, and Daniel Craig's Bond showed what Bourne can do. But what's your thoughts on Bourne versus Bond? Do you think Jason Bourne is a better character than Bond, or do you feel like Bond is kind of a relic of the 60s and just kind of invents itself? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe, and see you at the movies. Bye.